Dear Google, whoever you have in charge of keeping leaks under wraps really should get a good raise. As yes, we have the first batch of images of the Pixel 8 Pro because it's that time of year. iOS 17 is already posing to be one of the coolest updates Apple has brought in years, and what if certain US states have already began working on fully banning TikTok? I'm Jaime Rivera, and someone told me that my dad jokes really need to start evolving, but provided no examples to help, so how about if you knock yourself out in the comments? This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today are actually more interesting than even I thought. Let's start with TikTok, and yeah, I know we don't usually talk about it, but we have pretty crazy news. Montana's governor, Greg Gianforte, signed an SB 419 bill that will require mobile app stores to remove TikTok from the listing for Montana residents starting next year. Governor Gianforte claims TikTok is tied to foreign adversaries and is providing significant amounts of user data to the Chinese government. Montana residents will still be able to use the application even after the ban kicks in, though, but that's assuming you downloaded it before it took effect. However, if the application is still available to download after January 1st, 2024, both App Store operators and TikTok will be penalized $10,000 per day. Now, after the bill was signed, TikTok issued an official statement claiming that the signed bill goes against the First Amendment rights of the people, and they're expected to appeal the bill in court. And listen, not that I'm in favor of this or against it, but I just find it hilarious that all Google services are banned in China, but the opposite is a problem for a Chinese company in the US. Now let's get to Apple and a weird twist that we've never seen before. Cupertino decided to give us a bit of a preview of iOS 17 just a few days ago. Maybe my favorite ones are new features like live speech and personal voice. Apple said that with live speech, users of iPhones, Macs, and iPads can type what they want to say and have it spoken out loud during phone or FaceTime calls, as well as in-person conversations. Users can also save commonly used phrases to chime in quickly during live conversations with family and friends. On the other hand, personal voice is a way for people who are at risk of losing their ability to speak to create and save a voice that sounds just like them. The way it works is pretty cool, where users will be prompted to read along with a randomized set of text prompts to record 15 minutes of audio of their voice on iPhone or iPad. Then, using on-device machine learning, the iPhone or iPad can create a voice that sounds just like them. Then both features can work together, so users can speak with their personal voice in FaceTime calls and during in-person conversations. Apple said that these new features will be available later this year along other accessibility features. So yeah, props to Apple for creating probably one of the coolest things I've seen in a bit. Moving on, let's talk about Samsung and its upcoming flagship tablet, the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra, because we have new renders that give us an idea of how it could look. The renders shared by OnLeak show the display housing a notch at the top of the landscape orientation, just like its predecessor. The back design also looks pretty much unchanged, except for the dual cameras and the LED flash being placed separately, with the ring surrounding them, similar to the Galaxy S23 series. Now, as for specifications, it will use a 14.6-inch WQ XGA Plus AMOLED screen, a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip for Galaxy paired with 16 gigs of RAM, and an 11,200 mAh battery with 45-watt fast charging support. Also, it is reported that Samsung plans to add IP68 certification to its upcoming flagship tablet, making it dust and water resistant in case you're looking for that on a tablet. I'm gonna say finally, at least to that last tidbit, but I do hope that they bring that to the smaller versions because that Ultra is just pretty large. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Google because guess what? We already have the first live images of the Pixel 8 Pro. Last week, Google I/O concluded, and we didn't get a teaser of what's to come, which is totally unlike Google. But worry not, Kuba and 91 Mobiles just did the job for them. The images show the white version of the phone with a similar look to the Pixel 7 series, but with a larger overall cutout for the 3 camera lenses. What's also noticeable is a new sensor that can be seen seen on the right of the cameras, and this sensor was previously mentioned in leaks and showcased on some renders, but there was no word at the time as to what it could actually do. Now, thanks to a brief video, we know that it will be an infrared temperature sensor, and just listen to this. It works pretty much like a contactless thermometer. The video shows that this is done by starting at the forehead and then moving towards the temple, as close to the skin as possible without touching it, and then after 5 seconds the result is shown. Apparently the sensor will also be able to read temperature of objects, and the data will be stored locally and processed in Android's private compute core. I know, talk about the weirdest gimmick we've seen on Pixels to date. But anyways, yeah, I know we had radar before that. In today's question, let us know, what do you think about these Pixel 8 Pro leaks? Because, listen, I'm curious as to why the cutouts are larger, but that's really just about it. I could care less about the temperature sensor, but that's just me. Leave us a comment down below, we'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media, so our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me state the obvious. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.